Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Redneck Ways. How's everybody out there in YouTube land? Well, I hope you all set fine and dandy. Guys, been working on the old boat again today, but I hope you all been having a great weekend now, Labor Day weekend. Hope everybody's doing good and everybody's safe. We just got back from our camping trip, had a great time. I made a little video. I didn't shoot a lot, just a few little spots, and just something to put on my YouTube channel for memories and for family. And I hope you guys enjoyed it if you've seen it. I was working on the boat today. That thing, I tell you, it's doing what I want it to do pretty much. It floats beautifully. Everything's working. It just won't stay running. And it's weird because it would start up, like you turn the key, boom, it would start right up. And it would trick you. It really would. I had it started there on the trailer, and you know, if you know anything about boats, you can't run not out of the water because you know it's self-cooling. The water, it pumps water and everything, so you can't run them very long on the trailer. You gotta have them in the lake or river, whatever. So I think that was what my problems was. You know, I hit the key and it would start. I think it was the only problem because I took the carburetor off today. Here it is. It is a, I got it wrote down here because I had to do some looking up. This is, it's a WMK-21. There's a little peek at it. And we took it off, me and my father, we took it off of the boat as soon as we got home yesterday because I couldn't understand what was going on with it. Like I said, it would start up and start running perfect. I mean, you could even throttle it up. You know, start it down low idle, go for get some throttle, and it would do fine for what I thought was for good, right? But like I said, couldn't really test it. But once you got in the lake, it wouldn't run. So I jerked the carburetor off, and for some reason, there was no fuel in this boat. And now this is what's weird. There hadn't been any fuel in here for a very, very long time. How I know that? It was dry as a bone, and I flooded that boat over the last few days just trying to get it started. I mean, I poured the gas to it. There was no gasoline in the boat at all, and it had dried up gas in the bottom, just like you would find an old lawnmower on a farm or something that's sat there for 40 years, and you take the bow off and you see all that crusty stuff. That's what was in here. There hadn't been oil or gas in this for a very long time. So I don't even know how the boat was starting. The only thing I could figure, when I would prime the ball, it would shoot a little gas here in this hose here, which I got gas in the boat because I finally fixed it, but it leaked out on me. And I've been smelling gas all evening. But anyway, I think it was putting a little bit of gas here and just putting enough in here to start it. I don't know. It was very weird. But I took it all apart, and I still honestly don't know what was wrong with it. The needle and seat it looked like somebody just bought a rebuild kit and did it, redone it. Looked great. So I just cleaned everything, put a little oil, drops of oil on the needle because it was a little sticky, not bad. I put it all back together, went and hooked the gas line up to it here, gave it a couple pumps, and it pumped right in there. So, and it's hooked to the main fuel line. It was very weird. I do not know how there was never no gas in this. It blows my mind. But that kind of thing's happening all the time. Weird stuff, just weird stuff like that right there. That's why I wanted to do the video, because there's more weird stuff. Quite a bit. One thing is, now if you all seen my video on the camping trip, I was talking about an author named Jesse Stewart. Okay. I grew up loving his books. I read a bunch of them. And, I mean, I knew the names and the titles of the books. And one of my favorites was a penny's worth of gratitude. I know it was that. Now it's told something else. I'll put the book here because the reason why I caught it was because I used the book title in my last video, now it's a penny for your. I already forgot what. See, I don't even know what it's called now. It was A Penny's Worth of Gratitude by Jesse Stewart, and now the title's changed. So what happened? Did the Mandela effect take it and change it? I don't know, but that sometimes the Mandela effect, you can like think of stuff. You're like, well, maybe I'm just forgetting. You know, this I know for sure because I read that book probably 10 times, not lying, probably but 20. I read it a lot. I love that book, and it was called A Penny's Worth of Gratitude, and I'll have to look and see what's called now. I think it's A Penny's Worth of Character or something like that. It's weird. And another thing I was wanting to talk about is time, guys. What is going on with the time? Now, I'm 50 now, and I know it's not. I've always heard back in the day, my grandparents and stuff saying, oh, enjoy while you're young, because when you get older, time goes faster, and blah, blah, blah. So, I know there's a point to my age that time is probably feels like it's going a little faster, but a lot of people, like my son, he's 22, and my daughter's 32, and they're saying time's flying. It's just like they wake up and before they know it's time to go to bed. It's crazy stuff, and that I don't understand it. It seems like I'm just trying to rush to get things done because there's just not enough time. And I try not to be a very busy person, but it just seems like I don't have enough time anymore. So maybe when you guys put in the comments, are you all experiencing this? Are y'all experiencing this time going super fast anymore? It's already end of August, guys, coming up to 1st of September. I remember it seemed like a day or two I was asking my employer get my vacation lined up, and and that was the first of the month. Actually, I think it was the last week of January or July. It just has flew by. So maybe maybe you're all experienced too, and if you do, let me know. One more thing, guys, before I get out of here, I want to talk to y'all about this. It's kind of like about safety and watching around you, making sure you know what's going on around you. Like when you get out of your car, before you get out, look all around. Make sure you just check everybody out. See what everybody's doing, what everybody's up to. So I'm going to tell you a little story, and it's a little weird. Yeah, okay, day before yesterday, me and my mom and dad were down at the boat dock, and I was trying to get that old boat running. Okay, and I had it docked there on the right on the. Let me set this up, guys. Hold me, guys. I had it docked, tied off, right off the pier, and I just had it out in the water so I could keep the motor, from getting real hot. And I had it in the water, and I've been working on it for like 10 or 15 minutes. Well, I was getting frustrated with it and everything, so I stood up and I was getting ready to take a break, and because I was stooped over, working, and Dad, he was just sitting there watching me, and Mom, she just had left. She was going back to the campsite. Well, when I raised up, I looked over, and down there at Greenbow State Park, like here's the lake, and then there's a little road right here on your left that runs down the side of it, and then it kind of loops around, and they've got piers you can walk out and fish. And it's your two cars can get through, but it's a real small road. But anyway, a truck was coming back, and it kind of goes down over a hill, and you come on around. Anyway, a silver truck had stopped right there on the hill, and right here is the boat dock. Here's the hill, here's the boat dock. I have to look up because I had that funny feeling, I've been watched. Y'all probably know what I'm talking about. Well, I looked up, and here's this guy. Now, he looked like in his early 50s, maybe late 40s. Here's this guy with his camera, sitting there taking pictures of me. of me, and I guess what I thought at the time, the boat. I thought, this is an old boat. Maybe he liked the boat. Maybe, he had one or his dad had one. He wanted to take a picture. So I really didn't think much of it. But I did think it was odd. So I get working back, get my mind off of it, and then I noticed my dad disappeared. And I was like, well, I wonder where he's going. And I figured he was just going to get the truck because I was getting ready to go ahead and bring the boat in. Well, I was sitting there waiting for him to pull the trailer down, back the trailer down on the dock area, get loaded up. He never showed up, and I was like, what? And I started getting this uneasy feeling. I was like, what in the world's going on? So I start walking up to the parking lot, which is a good 10 or 15, well, not that long. It's about 2 or 3 minute walk. And I'm headed up that way, and I'm hearing Mom and Dad talking, and at first I thought Mom had hit somebody. You know what I mean? You could just, I didn't hear that, but it just felt like, in the way they was talking, it wasn't a good talk. It was, you could tell there was something going on. But I get up there, I was like, what's going on? What's wrong? And that's when Dad tells me that silver truck had came up there to the parking lot. He had pulled in where the restrooms was, and at the time my mom went to the restroom. See, I didn't know none of this. Mom left, and she's getting ready to go campground, but she had to use the restroom, so she stopped and used the restroom there. Well, the silver truck that was taking the pictures of me, and I guess Mom and Dad, had came around. He parked right in front of the bathrooms, and he was sitting there on his phone, Dad said. He said he was sitting there on his phone, because Dad, after he saw me taking pictures of me, Dad was like already getting concerned and wondering what's going on. And he knew that Mom had headed over there, and he went to check on her, what happened. Well, what it was, that Mom was coming out of the bathroom. He didn't know Dad was watching. Mom was heading to her car. The guy was getting ready to start his car up, and he was filming. He was filming Mom and everything. All this time, she was coming out. He was filming. Backed up. Then he saw Dad. When he saw Dad, because Dad went and got the truck and the trailer and pulled in beside my mom. At about the same time, the gray truck was pulling out behind my mom. So the guy looked at my dad, and he just took off. He took off and left the park. Now, I wonder what would have happened if my dad didn't show up. That was just strange. Strange. And then I remembered about the 411. Have y'all heard about 411? About all these missing people in parks? It's crazy. It's like people go missing daily in our national parks. And it's just unreal. And I think this guy was definitely up to something. What's weird about the 411 is if they found kids that went missing, sometimes they find them alive, which is great, but it don't happen very often. But sometimes they'll find them, and when they find them, they're far away from where they, were before they came missing, and they'd be like 4 or 5 years old, and like the trip that they took was no way possible for a little toddler to make, like climbing over mountains and through heavy brush and stuff like that. There's a whole different weird thing with some of these missing cases. But me and Dad was at the campfire that night, and we was talking about it, and we know it was just, that guy was definitely up to something. And it got me thinking, there's a serial killer that they say that is on the loose here in my state, and I think he's running, it's either 75 or 69. I don't know if 69's a road. I think it's 65. Right, 65. But there's supposedly a serial killer running loose. And actually they say there's probably about 15 to 16 serial killers out, active all the time, which is pretty scary. But yes, guys, I'm making this video. Guys, just be aware of your surroundings. Just watch everybody. We're living in very weird times. Can't really trust anybody, and that's bad because I'm a very friendly person, but I've got nowadays just gotta check everybody out, make sure everybody's good and what they are. So you guys be very careful too. If y'all are gonna go camping or got any adventures to take, like I said, just keep your surroundings. Just watch after you. We unfortunately did not carry this time, and we was worried the last night we was there, and we had that this will be the last time we'll be unarmed, and it's sad. When I was camping as a kid and stuff, you didn't have to worry about that. You knew that the wildlife law enforcement was up there, and that's all you needed. But nowadays, guys, it's a whole different ball game. All right, guys, I'm going to jump off here. It's going on 1 o'clock. I haven't yet, but I'm going to get the tube ordered for that car, that General Motors car radio that we've been kind of looking at here last week or last couple weeks, and also some other parts for a couple other radios. So we'll get back on the radios here real soon. I hope everybody is doing good and everybody's doing great and everything's going your way, guys. And until the next one, I'll see you right here at Redneck Ways. Bye, guys.